Hello YouTube. So, cold old day, 6 degrees outside, misty, drizzly, grey, horrible. And I've run out of film, vlogs of me riding the motorbike. So I thought, as is often my way in years gone by, I'll do a garage vlog, something a bit different. And my thoughts on the last couple of years of big bikes and the failings for somebody who in let's think now, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days will be a 70-year-old. I'm joining James Simpson's and Nick's over 70s club. I'm no longer an honorary member. I have the qualification. And yeah, I had, as you know, I had a 250 Pulse and a 750 Suzuki. The 250 Pulse was brilliant. And in the end, the 750, with its sporty style, just got the better of me joints. I couldn't ride it because it was just too uncomfortable. Anyway, I had a little bit of good fortune and had some money left to me, and subsequently was able to buy my Africa Twin, which was a very good bike for me. Very, very good bike. Easy to get on and off. Even though it was so tall, because of its upright stance, you could stand on the foot peg and climb aboard. Brilliant. But it wasn't so good when it came to moving it around. Very tall bike and very heavy bike. And after falling off it, realised I couldn't pick it up. Even using all these wonderful techniques that all these roadcraft people teach us, I couldn't pick it up. I just wasn't physically strong enough anymore. In fact, it took 3 of us, Richard, me and Mrs. Calm, to get it back on its wheels, and me with injuries and quite shaken up by coming off it. I wasn't really a great deal of help. So thank you to Richard and Lisa, God bless them. So I moved on and was influenced by a test ride, or a loan is more nearer the truth, a loan of an NT 1100, which I thought was wonderful. And I'm head full of, oh, I've got to have this bike, you know. I don't think I really thought about it. And bought it. Had a lovely year with it, but very quickly realised you bought the wrong bike, old lad. I'm sorry. And a lot of people, my mate Chris, he was one for certain, said, Gray, you'd have been better off with a 500. And some wisdom in that young man's words, definitely. And Richard kept telling me, you know, you need a 500, Gray, you need a 500. And I actually, before I went to London, I actually went and ordered an NX 500. But if I was being honest with you, a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. And I cancelled the order. I went to London on the NT, and I'm glad I did. I enjoyed it, but it finally brought home to me, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. And Harry Beale said, tell you straight, you know, Harry said to me, Gray, you got to do something about this. It's too much for your old lad. So the daft thing is, I feel like I did when I was 19, even though I am 70, but I still have the same enthusiasm, you know what I mean? So a lucky accident, going to look at Richard's new CB500X he got, and I spotted an orange CL500, and prior to that I'd bought the monkey bike, and the monkey bike was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. It was everything I wanted it to be. And then saw the CL500 and had a think about it and thought, do you know, that might just be for me. And people say to me, how do you manage to ride that monkey bike being, you know, 6'3" tall? And I think this picture here of these two bikes together gives you a fair idea, especially when you sit down at this. You can see, look, there's not a lot of difference in the saddle heights. They're on perfectly level floor and there's nothing in it. So that bike, his only drawback is it's got a 9 horsepower engine, which for a person like myself isn't a problem. And incidentally, there's new shock absorbers coming for this bike. They're due on the 24th of January from, I think the company's called FXCNC. And they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're a total knockoff of an Öhlins suspension unit. Unashamed is the word I'm looking for. You know, if you look at them briefly, you think, God, he's just spent 800 quid on Öhlins, which I'm not going to do. Now, the reason I did it was because on this spring here, on that black part, that was all yellow. In fact, I can see there's still some yellow paint on there. These springs are rubbing against that bodywork inside there, that whatever that is, part of the shock absorber, rubbing on it. The new, these are rated at 70 kilos. I weigh 120 kilos. My new shocks are rated at 200 kilos, all up, and I weigh 120, so they should be fine. And the three-way adjustable ways, these are adjustable. We're going to swap them out. Richard's going to help me. Anyway, back to the other bike. Yeah, this one, the CL500, I saw it and I looked at it and I thought, the more I looked at this bike, the more I liked it. And it just has, I think it has real nice classic lines. I never tire of looking at it. I never tire of being aboard it. I bought the better saddle because there's the other saddle for it. This is hard and quite uncomfortable, whereas this one is nice and pliable. It doesn't weigh anything. This is as easy to move around as the little monkey bike. And for a man who, you know, I have a few problems, back problems, and I have a few problems with my digestive system that causes a bit of discomfort at times. This is perfect. This is the perfect bike for a man of my years. It's doing about 80 to the gallon. 13 litre tank. It'll go over 200 miles. I know when you get to the last, when it starts flashing, you've got about 40 miles of range. The little bag's been excellent. I've got can you see the wire sticking out there for my case heated equipment? The handguards protect my hands beautifully. Honda heated grips. Put a little outdoor temperature gauge there just to help me, you know, get an idea what the weather's doing. And that's basically it. It's light. It's light, it's easy to use, it's easy to manoeuvre in tight spaces. If I lay it down, I can pick it up. It does nice mileage. It'll comfortably take two people. However, I only have it insured for myself these days. I don't carry a pillion, so this is the point. It isn't particularly expensive to insure or road tax, £84 a year, and it does everything I want. It'll go as far as I want it to go. I've got, you know, bag on the side. I've got a nice dry bag, Oxford 50 dry bag, you know, the roll jobs, and I have tank bags for it. You know, everything I need. Nice neoprene jackets you can ride in, you know, just put layers underneath. It's brilliant. I wish I'd done it a long time ago. I always said that when I got to the end of me big bike era, I'd love to have a garage with a couple of small bikes in it, and I've managed it. I'm quite happy with it. If I wanted, there is room for another bike, although to be perfectly honest with you, I've begun to realise that there's only so many bikes you can have, and I've got enough equipment to run 2 bikes, you know, Optimates, paddock stands, ancillary equipment that I need to operate them, riding kit and so on. The CL500 does the bulk of the work, but beefing up the suspension on the 125 means I'm going to be able to go further with it. I can't say I've actually ever noticed it bottoming out, but I'm sure it is. I think it's my lack of mechanical know-how, and I'm not spotting when it happens. But the other day when I was looking at the bike, it was like, what are those marks? And they were like gouges on the side of the, you know, the tubing for the shock absorber. I don't know the proper name for it, so there's no point, you know. But I looked and I thought, I wonder what that is. Anyway, I was talking to Harry B on the phone, and I told him about it, and Harry said, yeah, that sounds a bit suspicious, doesn't it? He said, you're overloading the springs. He said, we need to look at this. So he gave me some pointers what I needed to do, and I had looked online. I found the Öhlins suspension for the Monkey, but it's about 800 quid. And for a bike that only cost me 2,800 quid to start with, and is now in its, what is it, in its 6th year. Anyway, I just didn't see that spending £800 on a suspension for a little bike like that was wise, you know, money. It wasn't a wise idea. And I don't need to do it on the CL. It's more than capable of carrying me. And for a moment, I did think about get rid of the Monkey and buy a GB 350S. It'll have to be a Honda. I won't have it else. And I did think about it. And then I thought, well, I don't really need 2 bikes. And I don't think that 350 is that capable anyway. I don't think it's much more capable than the Monkey bike, quite honestly, for what I'm doing with it. So I thought, no, let's do what we did with the original Woody. Let's do little projects on him. Let's, you know, new suspension, you know, as a starting point. And we'll see what else comes, I don't know. So, and I thought, I love riding my Monkey bike, and I didn't want to part with it. So I thought, let's see if we can build a better Monkey bike. So that's where we've got to up to now. So maybe the next vlog I'll do is when we get the shocks. I'm talking to Rich, and he said, oh, it's a simple enough job, Gray. He said, it's only 4 bolts. He said, 2 of us, it'll be easy. One of you can hold the bike. Well, we'll take both shocks off and then put the new ones on. That's it. And then just torque them up and you're in business. And then Harry B was saying, oh, next time come, Gray, we'll have a look at it and see if we need to do anything with the front. The front's cassette system, upside down forks. And Harry was of the opinion it might just be a case of respringing it and getting some heavier oil for it. He said, I don't think we need to spend a lot of money. And he is the suspension guru. He's a clever kid where suspensions are concerned. So, but I've never had a problem with the front of the bike. I have had a problem with the back. So if it'll carry me weight more efficiently, then I think it's money well spent. And these, as I say, FXCNC, so they're Chinese, but they are unashamed they are total knockoff of the Öhlins shock for the Monkey bike. I mean, I don't know how they get away with it, but they get absolutely brilliant reviews. There were 100, well, the total cost is 172, and I think 495 of that was postage and package. They matched the Monkey bike perfectly, yellow springs. You can see they're heavier gauge. But say I've read online reviews. I mean, they might be writing their own reviews, but I doubt it. And loads of people are saying, yeah, they're fine. They do the job. They do exactly what it says in the box. And for 172 quid, it was worth taking a punt. And there's no way I was ever going to spend 800 quid. So fingers crossed that this has been a lucky find. I also, just as a bit of a tongue-in-cheek thing, I've got some really funny stickers for them, which I'm going to put on. You could have bought some Öhlins stickers and put them on, but where's the fun in that? I'll show you. If any of you know what an Öhlins suspension sticker looks like, at a brief glance. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
There goes Graham on the mighty sail.